This was supposed to be the season music lovers would be jolly. The Christmas that digital audio tape cassette recorders arrived in your neighborhood electronics stores. But because the record industry is playing Scrooge, DAT machines are out in the cold, nowhere to be found. They see this little tape as a big problem. Because even though it's half the size of standard audio cassettes, the sound rivals that of compact discs. Throw in the capability to record with these, and you've got a high-stakes holiday brawl with big business fighting it out, and the consumer left holding the pause button. What you're looking at is $30 billion, and that's only the wholesale price tag. By the time all of this reaches your home or car, there will probably be newer, better, smaller, quieter, or louder ones invented. We're in the middle of the home electronics revolution. P.T. Barnum may have had the greatest show on earth, but this ain't bad for one weekend in Chicago. It was the summer Consumer Electronics Show, where manufacturers display what they hope will be hot for Christmas. And among the TVs, stereos, and compact disc players here, there was a new kid on the block.
Wow.
That's hard to believe.
It's called the DAT, Digital Audio Tape Recorder. The key word here is digital. That capability to record perfect copies has made the DAT the object of one of the most bitter fights since the movie industry was up in arms over the issue of home taping with VCRs. The president of the Recording Industry Association of America, Jay Berman.
It is a very dangerous machine unless it's controlled in some way, and the rights of the creators are protected.
Recording artist Al Jarreau.
Oh, the quality of DAT is definitely so good that it's frightening. It's frightening for industry people. That's why so many people are concerned about it.
Meanwhile, the head of the consumer electronics industry, Alan Schlosser, counters with,
if these same manufacturers had been this cautious in the face of pressure from the motion picture industry 10 years ago, American consumers wouldn't have VCRs.
why the debate surrounding DAT? It's because the DAT can make recordings almost equal in quality to original master tapes, something until now possible only in recording studios. DAT technology will make distortion, tape hiss, and all the annoying sounds that now spoil your music listening enjoyment a thing of the past.
This stuff is so good. The Japanese have a wonderful product that they've created here. It's so good. All we want to do is fix it up a little bit to ensure that when people use it, we get paid for it.
The record industry wants Congress to pass a law that would make it possible for them to protect their music from being copied on DAT. They would be able to put a code on their music that would automatically stop DAT machines from recording. It's called the Copy Code Scanner System.
Put this in the record mode. Start the CD.
Now we're listening to the playback of the recording we're making.
The simultaneous playback of the DAT machine.
Who knows? There's something new in it that I will not.
It just cuts off.
Yeah. The scanner has scanned through the encoded music, electronically latched onto the fact that this is copy-coded material. And in the configuration that we have here, our DAT machine has just shut off its recording function. The tape continues to play, and then it comes back on.
Now is it going to go off again?
It would, yes.
So all through an album, I wouldn't be able to find any track that I could get clean, right? I mean, this would be happening about every half minute or so throughout the album.
Well, it's
kind of annoying, isn't it? It would keep
very
doing
annoying.
that. It would keep doing that.
That's
through
correct.
the album.
That's correct.
The larger record companies really want to be able to have more time to sell the compact discs.
Ruth Rogers is a member of the Home Recording Rights Coalition, a consumer lobbying group fighting the proposed copy code system.
One thing that this legislation that could happen to this legislation is that with just the change of a few words in the language, it could be changed to include video machines as well, and all audio machines, not just the DAT.
We are telling people just how important it is to contact their congressman or their senator.
What is in jeopardy here is the consumer's right to tape for home and personal use.
Very important that they hear from their constituents because we know they're hearing from the record industry about this.
Have one of our bumper stickers and save the DAT.
The music industry claims that home taping costs songwriters, composers, and recording artists over $1.5 billion a year in royalties. And they fear that DAT will make matters worse because its high-quality dubbing capability and eventual portability will encourage more copying of albums at home. Don't the people who tape the most buy the most also?
That's the reason we're hurt, because the taper is a music lover, and he's someone with the inclination to buy our music. If he couldn't tape, in many cases, he would buy, and that's what hurts us.
Okay, let me try to aggravate you further here. It's my right. I'm not hurting anybody.
Like
I'm not breaking the law. It's my right to go and borrow a friend's album and tape it if I want to. It's my right to tape in my own home as long as I'm not going to open up a record store and sell these copies. It's just for my own personal listening. What's wrong with that?
I think it's terribly wrong because it denies the people who create the music, record the music, and write the music the opportunity to sell it to you. You enjoy it, you want to enjoy it, you want to listen to it, you ought to pay for it. The fact that it's taking place in your home is irrelevant. Robbery takes place in your home. That doesn't make it good.
If there are good records being made out there, aren't people going to buy them no matter what?
Sure, and they're probably going to tape them as well.
Why, in your opinion?
Why? Because there are 300 million of these being sold a year. This is a blank cassette. When you buy it and put it in your machine, all you're going to hear is sss. Why are people buying 300 million units of sss? Why? So they can copy our music on it. More people are listening to our music than ever before. They're just not paying us for it.
Is the record company argument now about royalties, protecting the rights of their artists, valid?
Well, we're sensitive to copyright considerations as well, but it's perfectly legal for the American consumer to make a copy of a piece of pre-recorded music for his or her personal non-commercial use. No one is condoning piracy here. Pirates should be prosecuted vigorously.
Let somebody come along with a duplicating machine with some super-duper recording machine and super-duper cassette, and you'd be able to push a couple of buttons and inside of 20 minutes there'd be a brand new Mercedes, 87 or 88 Mercedes in your driveway or a Cadillac. You want to see some people get up in arms quick about copyright infringements and about somebody not getting paid for their product?
For now, the major record companies are not mass-producing pre-recorded DAT cassettes. But some of the smaller companies, like GRP Records, with their roster of jazz fusion artists, are already marketing music on digital audio tape. And with DAT machines already on sale in Japan and Europe, initial price $2,000, American companies are getting antsy. James Tweerdal is the president of Marantz.
We've taken the position that even if there is no pre-recorded software available, even if there is legislation that requires a chip, we will still go ahead, even if it's just for home recording people and for broadcast studios and so on. Now if Congress does legislate something against the DAT, very likely we would be in the forefront of litigating against it and trying to protect consumers' rights to have access to this technology.
Your company's prepared to engage in a court battle?
Absolutely.
There's a fundamental issue here, that the people who create what you want to listen to and enjoy ought to have a right to be reimbursed for it.
All right, how do you sell this to the public, though? I mean, how do you convince your friends out in consumer land that they ought not to tape, but ought to spend a few extra dollars and buy other copies?
In the final analysis, they're going to realize that there eventually will be less music and less varieties of music if the record companies are not sharing in this tremendous listening experience.
We're going to go out of business? What?
Well, eventually, record companies are just going to stop making certain kinds of music because it doesn't pay for itself. Only 1 out of 8 albums actually makes money. And if you're taping that one album, you're reducing the pool that the record company has to subsidize all these other forms of music. Jazz doesn't make money, classical doesn't make money, folk doesn't make money. All of these are subsidized by the few commercial successes.
Congress will consider DAT legislation after the first of the year. And around it goes. But it doesn't end here. Just when you get a fix on this latest controversy about the latest technology in the home electronics revolution, comes word that in the wings already is a compact disc machine you can record on. And the hits just keep on coming.
Something's coming, something good, if I can wait. Something's coming, I don't know what it is, but it is gonna be great. With a click, with a shock, phone will jingle, door will knock.